I have 2 jars of Antler Reishi, and I am going to show you how to harvest it and prepare it to dry. I'll start with the quart jar. These have been growing for 13 weeks, and they are ready to pick. They're very rubbery, but you just ease it out of the jar. It's like a sculpture. I think they are just so cool. So to harvest it, you simply take a pair of scissors. You can use a serrated knife, but it'll take you a lot longer. And I cut it just above the cake. There we go. Now, to cut this up, I use my scissors. And I just start cutting. When reishi dries, it gets very hard. And it becomes almost impossible to break apart. And you want it in small pieces to dry so that you can grind it if that's what you choose to do with it. Or you can cut it in small pieces like that and cook with it fresh. Reishi does have to be cooked because there are fibers that will not digest, and you won't get the right nutrients, and it can upset your intestinal system if it is not heated. Now you can put it in soup or stew or anything, and like I said, you can put it in there raw like this, wet. But you have to get it in small pieces. So I'm going to go back to big pieces. Bigger. Like I said, when it dries, it gets very hard. And you need to use a grinder, coffee grinder, or any type of grinder you might have. And there you go. Now the rice cake, you just cut it in half. And as you can see, this is the fermented rice, and it's very soft and squishy. And I have found that the easiest way to prepare it to dry is to simply cut into it, almost cutting it off, and if you do cut it off, that's okay, like I just did. When it squeezes out, and then I'll cut this. Oh, there you go. I like leaving it attached because it's easier to work with or to set out to dry. Okay, so here I have some solid pieces of the fermented rice. You can still see some whole pieces or some white in there. That is the rice, parts of the rice, and the mycelia. Actually, the yellow is the rice, and the marbling is the mycelia still doing its thing. But you just spread it out. Cut this a little more. And that one. And there you go. Now, for the pint jar, that comes out much easier than the quart jar. But you just do the same thing. Cut off the fruit body. And then you cut that up. And then cut through the cake. Now with this pint jar, there's less of the fermented rice in it, as you can see. But you just do the same thing. And I fan it out and just put it on a plate. And that's all you have to do. Like I said, you can let it dry, or if you like, you can put it raw, put it wet or fresh. Just cut it up into small pieces and heat it up so that it breaks down the fibers, and you'll get all the good nutrients that comes with reishi. Thanks for watching.